Hello, this is a screencast for Virgil, Book 1, lines 569 through 578. Here in the story, Virgil describes Dido pledging to help the Trojans find their fellow men, including Aeneas. Although, not to her knowledge, Aeneas and his men are in the mist right now, so they're actually listening to everything that's going on. So let's get into the text. So right off the bat here, Virgil sets up this Seu Seaway, which kind of gives the Trojans two options here, and you'll see how that looks in a second. So we have Seu Vos, so whether you all, and then we come down to this Optatus, so whether you all choose the great Hesperia and the fields of Saturn, or, and then you could say again, whether you all choose the summit of Eryx and the king of Ascades. So whether you do this or that, I will send out protected aid and I will help with wealth. So Dido kind of displays her familiarity with the geography of the Western Mediterranean, and she not only refers to the places and people mentioned by Ilionis, but adds a few details that will be important later in the Aeneid. So now Dido kind of gives the Trojans another option here. Um, she says "Vultus et," and in order for this to make more sense, we translate the "et" as "or." So if we go back to before, whether you want to do this or whether you want to do that, and then she says, "Or do you want to settle or sit down with me as equals in this kingdom?" And then she says here, the city that I set up um, is yours. And then she says, beach your ships. Uh, so it becomes clear here that Dido really wants the Trojans to stay in her city, as the city is relatively new and she needs more men. So she becomes very persuasive here. So she's talking to the Trojans, and she says, Trojans and Tyrians, which are her men. So Trojans and Tyrians will be conducted, or it probably makes more sense here to say, will be treated by me without distinction. And then this line here is actually kind of ironic, because, well, you'll see in a second. So she says, and I wish that the king Aeneas himself were here, having been driven or compelled by that same, and then this is the name for the southern wind, Noto, so having been driven by that same southern wind. So this line is actually very ironic because Aeneas is there with them, listening to everything that's going on, but he's just in the mist, so no one can see him at the moment. So again, Dido, being very welcoming to the Trojans, makes this great offer, or this kind gesture to the Trojans, to actually go out and try to find their missing men. So she says here, indeed, or truly, I will send out, and then Keratos here kind of means reliable men. So indeed, I will send out reliable men through the shores, and I will order them to purify the length of Libya, if, or probably makes more sense here to say in case. So I'll order these people to go out across the length of Libya in case. And then here there should be an alley here, but after sine, sine, mene, all the alleys go away. So if someone uh, has been uh, has been casted out and um, is wandering in the forest, or is wandering in the woods or towns. So that finishes Virgil, Book 1, lines 569 through 578. Thank you for tuning in. Bang Bang Style.